First, we will introduce the key components of the instrument: high-purity nitrogen gas cylinder, air generator, hydrogen generator, chromatograph main unit, computer, accessory kit, gas path connection procedure. First, we will cover the installation of the pressure regulator. Connect the pressure regulator to the nitrogen gas cylinder. Remove the pressure regulator fitting from the accessory kit. Connect it to the regulator outlet port. Apply specified torque to the fitting using an adjustable wrench. Retrieve the following components from the accessory kit: stainless steel tubing, compression nuts, sealing, ferrules, tube cutter. Straighten the stainless steel gas tubing. Cut to the required length. Thread the ferrule and fitting onto the stainless steel gas tubing in the order given. Extend the stainless steel gas tubing 6 to 8 mm beyond the compression ferrule. Connect one end of the stainless steel gas tubing to the GC interface port on the rear panel of the air generator main unit. Connect the other end to the air inlet on the rear panel of the GC main unit. Connect one end of the stainless steel gas tubing to the hydrogen outlet on the rear panel of the hydrogen generator main unit. Connect the other end to the hydrogen inlet on the rear panel of the GC main unit. Connect one end of the stainless steel gas tubing to the outlet port of the gas cylinder regulator. Connect the other end to the carrier gas inlet on the rear panel of the GC main unit. Circuit connection steps. Insert the power cords into the rear power receptacles of the air generator, hydrogen generator, and GC main unit respectively. Connect one end of the grounding conductor to the grounding terminal on the rear panel of the GC main unit. Terminate the other end at the laboratory's designated grounding point. Insert Ethernet cables into the rear Ethernet ports of the GC main unit and computer hosts respectively. Perform leak testing at all connection points. Step-by-step alkaline electrolyte preparation. Pour the prepared alkaline electrolyte into the hydrogen generator's electrolyte tank. Ensure electrolyte level is between the upper and lower level marks. Securely install the outer tank cover. Caution: never install the inner tank cover. Power on the hydrogen air generator. Open main valve of nitrogen cylinder. After opening the cylinder main valve, rotate it counterclockwise an additional half turn. Adjust regulator gauge to 0.4 MPa. Initiate leak test after both generators reach 0.4 MPa. Apply leak detection solution to all connection points. If bubbles form, retighten the fitting. If no bubbles appear, the connection is leak-free. Immediately wipe off residual solution after testing. GC column installation procedure. Retrieve the tools required for column installation from the accessory kit. Phillips screwdriver, inch wrench, 8 by 10 mm open-end wrench, capillary column nut, capillary column graphite ferrule, ceramic blade. Open the oven door. This GC model is configured for capillary columns. Secure the column onto the column holder bracket. Thread the column nut and graphite ferrule onto the capillary column. Extend the capillary column approximately 2 cm (0.8 inches) beyond the Attach the column nut to the capillary column inlet, fitting at the bottom of the injector. Tighten the nut with a wrench, then temporarily remove the wrench. This pre-tightening secures the nut temporarily, preventing the column from slipping during final installation. Follow identical steps for the detector end. Using a ceramic blade, cut the capillary column 5 to 6 mm approx. 0.2 to 0.24 inches from the graphite ferrule. Ensure the cut end is clean and flat. Now, install the column into the injector inlet fitting. Tighten the fitting with a 1/4 inch wrench. Caution: apply moderate torque. Over-tightening can damage the fitting or crush the column. Power on the instrument. Check the carrier gas pressure flow readings on the display. Once the pressure flow values stabilize within normal range, perform a column leak test. Immerse the column end into laboratory-grade ultra-pure water. A continuous stream of bubbles indicates proper flow path integrity. After powering off the instrument, connect the column to the detector inlet fitting. Using a ceramic blade, trim approximately 1 cm (0.4 inches) from the end of the column. Ensure the cut end remains clean and flat. Maintain a clean, square cut. Gently slide the column up and down within the ferrule to ensure smooth movement. Insert the column into the detector inlet fitting movement. Hand tighten the column nut. Push the column gently until it touches the bottom stop. Then retract it 1 to 2 mm (0.04 to 0.08 inches). Securely tighten the nut with a wrench. Power on the instrument. Apply leak detection solution to all column fittings. Observe the fittings for bubble formation. If no bubbles appear, the connection is properly sealed. If bubbling occurs, retighten the fitting with a wrench. Overview of instrument display functions. Power on the instrument. After successful self-test, the main interface will load. The left navigation panel switches between functional modules. 7 primary modules are available. Home, Method, Diagnostics, Maintenance, Logbook, System, Help. Home contains 3 subtabs: Flow Path, Status, Chromatogram. Switch tabs via the top navigation bar. Flow Path, Real-time gas flow status per channel. Status, Additional system parameters. Chromatogram, Live detector, signal plotting. Bottom control panel, System status, temperature control, and analysis commands. Yellow, Not ready. Green, Ready. Red, Alarm active. Select method to configure analysis parameters, sections, options, injector, column, oven, detector, events, auxiliary, options. Sync methods via upload, download with workstation. Injectors are categorized into capillary column injectors, packed column injectors. Set inlet temperatures and gas pressure flow rates. Select the Column tab to access column configuration parameters. Configure column dimensions, ID length, stationary phase, guard column settings. Navigate to the Oven tab for temperature programming. Set initial temperature, C ramp rates, degrees, Celsius U per minute, hold times, min-max temperature, safety limits. Access the Detector tab for channel-specific settings. Monitor, adjust. Detector temperature C, gas flows, H air, makeup signal output range. Supported detectors FID flame ionization, TCD thermal conductivity, UNPD nitrogen, phosphorus, ECD electron capture, FPD flame photometric. Open the Events tab for timed method triggers. Event toggles per channel on OFF indicators. Manually deactivate events by clicking the toggle buttons. Select auxiliary for external heating modules. Configure reactors, valve ovens. Access diagnostics via left navigation panel. Zero calibration. Performs sensor calibration for all EPC electronic pressure control gas paths. Self-test verifies critical hardware connections, generates diagnostic report with error codes. Select maintenance to view consumable status. Track usage of component lifespan indicator. Access logbook for system records. Filter by system events, user, actions, alarms. Navigate to System for configuration. Configuration tab. Factory settings do not modify password protected by default. System settings, date, time, synchronization, automated sequence cycling, language selection, firmware update. IP configuration, Ethernet or Wi-Fi dual stack support. Procedure. Enter IP subnet gateway. Click Apply IP. Select Help for operational guidance. After setting analytical conditions, click Start Temp Program. Instrument initiates temperature ramp. Connect to Chromatography Data System (CDS) now. Status bar turns green when ready state is achieved. Auto ignition sequence activates FID, FPD, NPD detectors. Manual ignition is also available. Method detector ignite. Successful ignition triggers sharp detector signal increase. CDS baseline shows abrupt rise. Inject samples after baseline stabilizes. Pre-rinse, syringe 5 to 6 times with sample solvent. Draw 2x injection volume. Orient needle upward gives expel bubbles. Excess sample, rapidly inject into septum gives fully depressed plunger within 0.5 seconds. Click Start, Run, Acquire. Results auto-populate in CDS after run completion. Gas Chromatograph Shutdown Protocol. After sample analysis completes, click Stop, Run. Power off H-air generator. After the oven temperature drops below 50 degrees Celsius, power off GC instrument. Close the main valve of the nitrogen